Welcome everyone to the Side Drive Podcast. Welcome to another Cup Series race review. Today, the Bank of America Roval 400, the elimination race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. So, yeah, we got to see some Roval insanity yet again.
Yeah, I mean, the intensity of the playoffs, plus the cutoff race, and then you got the Roval in there, and you don't know what's going to happen there.
Yes, and Emily called it. She said Chase Elliott would win. He ended up doing it, so she gets to wave the checkered flag, which is, okay, don't rub it in my face. Okay, do it anyway. All right, so, yeah, fairly decent race, I think. Definitely not as crazy as last year. We saw pretty much battles for the lead almost all race long last year. This year, it seemed like whoever got the lead off of what would be known as NASCAR 1 or whatever. Turn 1 in the traditional oval, they would just sail away. So, I think I enjoyed last year's chicane a lot better. I think people could be a little bit more, aggressive through there. This year they had to really tiptoe through there.
Yeah, it really slowed the pace down right there a little bit, and I think that's what they was trying to do. So you don't be carrying so much speed into that last turn. But the biggest headline all weekend, it was hot.
Yeah. Oh man, it was.
We about melted.
Yeah, so we didn't get to go to this race, and first few stages, oh my gosh, it was really hard to pay attention to what was going on. William Byron got the pole. He was selling away. I think William Byron had the best car overall. But,
I think Chase had the best.
But William Byron was going for, points, because he's trying to survive. If he doesn't win, he's pretty much, not in.
Yeah, and Chase, he had to change his tires because of qualifying. He flat spotted them and all, and he had to start from the rear of the field. So he had a long way to go, didn't he?
Yeah, and to start the first stage, we had this caution, or not a caution, but I think Alex Bowman, who was, not necessarily in danger at that moment, but he caused himself to be in danger by spinning.
Yeah, he didn't make it the very first lap. Got down there to that back stretch chicane, and I ain't sure what happened after that. He just kind of spun around and just kind of.
Yeah, and that caused Truex to miss that chicane, and he would have to stop. And Truex would be able to rebound, same thing as Alex Bowman. But it's funny to me that wasn't a caution, but so many little things were. So
yeah,
that was the biggest issue for me. There's a lot of weird cautions and a lot of wrecks that should have been cautions. So
I don't know if somebody spins and they flip a coin and say, "Okay, heads or tails." All right, we'll throw a caution. So you really wouldn't know consistency of, if car spins around and still rolling, they don't throw a caution. But sometimes they went ahead and threw it.
Yeah, and then we got to see some strategy later on in that race or stage. There was some sort of caution that came out. Not necessarily sure what it was. There was a bunch of them in this race.
Yeah.
I didn't get to take notes or anything. Didn't bring my laptop or any sort of notebook to take notes. Probably should do that at Martinsville.
Yeah, it's so funny with the backstretch chicane. Man, it's like they're just creeping through there. They come flying there and they all slow down a whole lot just to get through there, and it's just like crazy.
And the funniest thing is, last year I wear a Blaney shirt to the Roval and Blaney won, and this year I wear a Chase shirt and he won.
All right, everybody.
So if any of y'all want y'all's driver to win, send her a T-shirt.
Yeah, comment.
Pay her to wear your driver's T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't wear Noah Gregson shirt on Saturday, so he didn't win. I didn't wear AJ shirt either. I didn't wear none. So.
Maybe it only works for Cup.
Yeah.
But I wear a Harvick shirt because I didn't have an Xfinity shirt.
Yeah, so Then we had a wreck on the next restart, I believe. It involved Jimmy Johnson and, most importantly, Eric Jones. Denny Hamlin was also involved, but, he was pretty much okay as long as he survived. But Eric Jones, he went to the garage. His day's done.
Yeah, I didn't like him as damage or something, but something, just went right in that car, and he was in a must-win situation. I mean, he didn't get points at the other race, and he come here and he's like a lot of points behind. He's the last one in the playoffs, and so he had to win. And he goes to garage, and that's pretty much his hopes up in smoke.
Yep, and so I think he did that last year or something like that, and he ended up getting 16th. So he's got to figure out round one of the playoffs.
Yeah, just got to survive to get there. I mean, it's going to get tougher once you get in the next round. I believe towards the end of the race, some of them on the cutoff, they was getting pretty aggressive.
Yeah, and I think stage one was won by Kyle Larson because he beat William Byron before the caution came out.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, Larson, he ran pretty good last year. Yeah, I guess he's continued on this year.
And Larson, he probably would have continued to dominate the race after that point. But something happened to him on pit road. I don't know if he had some sort of penalty or something broke, but...
Yeah, they had one of those guys or somebody to fall down. I don't know if that's something, the cause of it or what it was.
And Blaney had spent some of his time at pit road because he had some smoking problems.
Stop smoking.
Didn't know Ryan Blaney smoked, but
his car does. He don't.
That after that, a lot of people were on different strategies. Some people would pit, some people wouldn't. Penske was on this weird strategy, I think.
Yeah, Brad, he was like trying to break it down in thirds and stuff, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much locked in at that point. So, take notes for next year in case you're in a situation where you got to win, and that's the smartest approach, I think. Go risk everything and see what it does. But I think Brad's strategy would have played out. But
if it went green or something.
If it would have went green the rest of the way, Keselowski would have been the winner. So many different situations here, like
that's what's so fun about the Roval, and you got the road course in there, and because you got these different strategies and find out which one worked best.
Yeah, and then Chase Elliott ended up getting the lead because Keselowski was holding everybody up. He managed to take advantage of that, and he won stage 2, and I think he's won a lot of stages this season.
Yeah, he's becoming the regular road course guy. Him and Martin Truex right now. So didn't really hear a whole lot of Truex. He was getting up there a little bit, but
yeah, I think I still got to give Truex the crown of best road course racer. That's just because he's won I don't know how many in a row. I mean, he just can't figure out the Roval for some reason.
Yeah, it's just either you come to the checker flag and you get spun, or you just get marred back in traffic.
Well, last year Blaney won stage 2 and he won.
Yeah, it seems like
won stage 2.
Lately, whoever wins stage 2 is going to win the race. So everybody just go to the garage after that.
I will remember that.
Kyle Busch did go to the garage after that. When he was rating. He just went home.
Yeah, then the start of stage 3, probably the most hilarious part of the race. And it made the race more interesting that he was able to come back and win. And I think really got to applaud NASCAR for it. Chase Elliott misses turn 1. It just piles into it.
Something about going to turn 1, your controller just disconnects. But he had a lot of speed going into there. I don't know if he just locked the tires up or what. But
he had a Brad Keselowski from last
year.
Yeah,
except for people followed him.
And the wall, I don't know if they changed it, because last year if somebody did that, their car was done. This year it was like a bunch of pillows out there, so that really saved Chase Elliott in his race. I mean, it's not hard to do that. To just smash into that wall there. I was listening to Harvick's radio, and he said he about did it, a bunch of times because of that. If you miss it by just a little second, you're going straight into that wall.
Yeah.
Chase's radio I couldn't listen to because it was just crickets.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we was trying to
I was listening to Blaney.
We was trying to listen to Chase, and I think I was trying to listen to Truex too, and for some reason the radio just wasn't picking up. And it was like, did they not even talk, or it just switched to a different channel? Or
and I like listening to Chase's radio. It's so funny.
And
but Blaney's was
I
funny
believe
this week.
Clinton Boyer is another surprise that he did very, very well at the Roval.
Yeah, I think he would have finished, third or so if the race would have played out. After that, Harvick just kind of dominated, had like a 7-second lead. It was really going to be no way anyone was going to catch him. And then we had Stenhouse, I think, there's so many cautions, it's really hard to keep up with. But that didn't need to be a caution. He spun, and he got it together. He was going, and then, caution.
Yeah, I kept an eye on Chase and see how his progress is doing. Man, he was like, passing one or two cars every lap. I mean, it's like he had a very fast car. He had fresher tires. He was just coming through the field
After his wreck, I saw he was last, and the next minute I saw him 14th.
Yeah, so it might have been a good thing for him to smash into the wall because it made him have fresher tires than the leaders were at that point in time. So I think if everyone else would have pitted with him, he would have never got out of that hole because it was awful to pass. I mean, like you couldn't really pass somebody even if he was like 2 seconds faster than them. So fresh tires did mean a lot, but once you got up in that top 5, it was really difficult to pass them because I think Chase was right behind William Byron for most of that run. I mean, once he caught up to him, but eventually got around him.
Yeah, after all them cautions, it seemed like caution after caution after caution. Chase would get him like one every restart.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun. But I like we're sitting at the Toyota section and right there at that last chicane, and I always like sitting right there because see everybody just light their tires up trying to slow down and make that little chicane. It's a good passing zone, and that's where a lot of them was making the passing.
Yeah, then it was a fairly decent race up until Crash City. That was just I don't know. It's like we wasted so many laps after that point, and it was crash after crash after crash. I pretty much handed Chase the win because he would have never got through those guys if they would have won.
Some of them.
Everyone's controller died at that moment.
Yeah, I believe the heat was getting to the drivers, and they was just losing control.
Yeah,
I think they wanted to get done with the race.
And I ain't sure some of them cautions, they continued on. I don't know why they was throw the caution unless there was fluid or something out there. And it seemed like they went a couple caution laps, and then all of a sudden, hey, we got fluid out here, so we got to clean it up. So we're not going this time, and then they're going. The thing I don't understand, it was 90-some degrees out there. It was hot and blistering hot, and the whole front stretch was shaded. Why don't stop you guys in the shade?
Well, I think if they would have done that, it would have decreased it by another lap, maybe. So
at least down to turn 1.
Yeah. So, but
instead of over in the dead sun, and the cars are hot, the drivers are hot, and you're just gonna park them in an oven.
And Kyle Busch.
I think that's what Kyle Busch was. I'm done.
Yeah, I think he broke an axle or something. He's like, well, we're 3 laps down. We ain't gonna go anywhere.
So let's go home.
Yeah, he didn't want to tear his car up any more than he had to, and going in now, he ain't gonna lose anything, and he ain't gonna gain anything. So I'm done for the day.
I think it was a track bar that he broke. So yeah, definitely not something you want to drive with. So you're locked in the next round. You ain't got nothing to fight for. Go home and get some air conditioning.
Yeah, Charlotte, is either really good to Kyle Busch or really bad.
Yeah. Lately, really bad. DNF'd at the Roval twice in a row. Whereas, some drivers, they've been pretty decent.
My favorite drivers keep winning the Roval.
Yep, you keep picking all the winners to the Roval, so
yeah.
Maybe the Charlotte Motor Speedway will invite you as a guest to come out there and pick somebody.
Yeah. So after all the cautions finally subsided, then I actually wanted to race the last 5 laps, I believe it was, and I think Truex and Harvick were battling for the lead. That allowed Chase Elliott to just cruise right on by and get his 3rd win of the season. And I know last week we had a spin and win from Martin Truex Jr., which we all thought was impressive, but he didn't have to come through the back of the field through that. Chase smashed the wall. Didn't really do anything to him, but still had to come back from the back of the pack. So we're seeing a trend here. You want to spin and win? I don't know what you call Chase.
Just a good job.
Crash for the cash? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough one. But another incident on the track was with Bowman and Bubba.
Oh yeah, there's so many things to talk about.
It's like
Bowman was about to pass out and Bubba just sprayed water.
I ain't sure what all happened on the track. Sometimes you can't see everything.
From what I've heard or seen on Twitter, it was because Bubba kept flipping off Bowman, and Bowman didn't have it. He had enough of it, so he just dumped Bubba. Bubba's been using the middle finger a lot. We've seen it from Suarez, I believe, at Pocono. We've seen it thousands of times this week or this season, and we're probably going to continue to see it again. He's probably going to jump through the door and give us the middle finger, because Bubba just loves using the middle finger.
And we just tell everybody, hey, you're number 1.
Which he says he likes to give people the finger on racing, especially to his friends. He said him and Truex has got this thing now. When your lap car and you let somebody go, he just gives them middle finger instead of waving at them. So, and then he said Truex starts to give it back to him. So that could have been just a miscommunication from Bowman, or Bubba could have been really upset with them. And I was looking forward to seeing if some retaliation would happen, but it seemed like every time Bubba got close to Bowman, some other caution would happen. Yeah. And then after the race, it took some water or Gatorade, whatever it was. Bowman was dehydrated. I was just trying to give him some water.
Yeah, I don't think he really appreciated it. I mean, I don't think I saw on Twitter a lot of fans that really didn't like that, and I guess cause the safety worker was with Bowman and Jeff Gordon was there, and just looking after Bowman, and he's throw some water in his face.
I mean, he sprayed a legend, Jeff Gordon, with water. So,
well, some people just get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, even if it might be one of NASCAR's goats.
Gordon's been in them situations too, so
I don't think he's ever sprayed water on people.
Yeah.
No.
He beats their butt.
It's too crowded to spray water at Texas. So.
Yeah. All right. New idea for Bubba. Instead of throwing the football, get some big water guns. We would have loved that.
Go find Ross Chastain and throw some watermelons at him.
Which we did get to meet Ross Chastain.
I think it would have been nice.
And he had
had a fire truck come by and just spray everybody.
Well, Ross Chastain.
Bubba was like, I got everybody.
Ross Chastain had some sliced watermelons for the fan.
Yeah, you went down to the holler, you get some watermelon from Ross Chastain.
We got to meet every driver that we're campaigning for. I know.
I met Blaney.
Kind of funny because the guy we're campaigning against won the race. So.
Yes, remember, vote for Ross Chastain, Noah Gregson, and Ryan Blaney.
So he may have won the battle. not winning the war.
Just vote, y'all.
All right, so is that everything? I don't know.
It was.
I know we missed the details in every caution, but man, there's like a million of them. I mean, last 20 laps, we only got to do 5. So, yeah, that's really disappointing. And you know, this is the highest. I don't know what that word that Kyle Busch said, echelon or whatever it is in NASCAR or in, you know, USA or even the world. So of racing, and you got everybody just crashing like, you know, we're in an ARCA or Canyon race.
Yeah, I like the Roval. I mean, it throws a lot of unknowns out there, and it seemed like beginning races, things kind of calm. Everybody's just following in line, and it gets down the end of the race, and
everybody forgets how to drive, you know. So
whatever, their controllers wasn't working.
Wait to the end and just try to run over everybody.
Just run over everybody. So
their controllers got overheated.
But,
yeah, they probably did too.
Yeah, it was a good finish by Ryan Blaney. He finished top 10. So
even though he had some problems with his car, he was very mad on the radio.
We didn't get to see a, you know, whatever you call the finish from last year. You know, that just exciting finish. But we did get to see somebody just smash to the wall and come back. And
yeah, we didn't see a crazy finish like last year with Kyle Larson trying to race his wrecked car just to beat this one car so he can get in the playoffs. And but I know Ryan Newman was trying out there with him and Eric Almirola. They was trying hard, and Ryan Newman missed that last chicane. It went chicane on the back stretch, and it just made things worse.
Yeah, he had some sort of issue with Suarez.
Yeah.
And Denny Hamlin was there with a watch.
Suarez kept wrecking after the right flag.
Yeah, I ain't sure what deal with Suarez and Blaney. Not Blaney, but
well, you're like Rick Allen now.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Daniel Hemrick, towards the end, because Daniel, he was running awesome too. He's in top. Well, actually, he led at one point just because of strategy, but he had a pretty decent car. And he was running up close to the top 10 at one time, and then all of a sudden, Daniel Suarez just kind of wrecks him,
and then Suarez starts wrecking and trying to get the caution to come out in the race.
I guess he saw that he won and he was doing burnout.
Well, either that or he just really couldn't figure out how to get back straight. So I don't know.
Can I get a caution? No, you can't because they didn't took the white flag. So
he should have just stayed there and like hit like the top 5. That would have been crazy. Should have done that.
We had everything from all the video game because your controller disconnects, you run to the wall, and then you throw, like everybody else does on video games, they go the wrong way down that road. So why not just sit on the track? It's like
go backwards and hit everybody like everybody that now they've been dangerous, but
that might have hurt. But
yeah, or at least just sat right
we're
there.
We're out here at the Charlotte Roval NASCAR heat.
It was
a NASCAR heat. What?
Yeah, should have just sat there on the chicane. You gonna throw the caution, or you just gonna let everybody pile into me? Your choice, NASCAR. Yeah, a lot of.
Which NASCAR is probably gonna make me wear a Kyle Busch shirt next time.
Why?
Because they probably want him to win.
Yeah, but then everybody couldn't enjoy Chase Elliot's win because they said lightning's in the area. Everybody get out of here.
Everybody had to get out of there. So,
I didn't see them.
Yeah, that was the quickest.
How you get everybody out of there? I mean, it's like
there was no lightning.
Well, it's probably
far.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it wasn't as crazy as last year, but it's still a pretty crazy race. And next week we go to Dover, where they're probably not going to have a single pass for the lead.
Yeah.
I guess Charlotte didn't want me to see one of my favorite drivers.
That's all right. But
I did see my favorite driver.
I do applaud Charlotte Motor Speedway for this whole Roval idea. It's crazy, insane, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think they changed the chicane from last year. I think they ought to do something different with it every year. I mean, what other tracks do you know that can change their layout? You know, no matter, you know, what they want to do with it.
They'll make humps on the back.
You know, just do something crazy every year. It's like, oh, this was the year that the entire infield was dirt. You know, something crazy like that.
Yeah. Half asphalt and half dirt. So
Do it. Do it. All right.
I'm not going to say anything.
Before we get too many
crazy.
ideas here,
I think you are right.
we're going to go ahead and hit the end record button.
We done lost control, so.
But congratulations to Chase, Elliott, and Hendrick and Emily for picking them to win. Ran a almost perfect race until stage 3.
Chase, if you need someone to give you good luck, take me to every racetrack.
Send her some diecast.
Send me big diecast and some shirts.
Send her to the piece of the wall.
Send me pieces of your car.
Can I have the front nose, please? No, never mind.
Yeah,
No, if you get it, it's going in my room. So.
Alright, so hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time for our fast picks for Dover. We'll see if Emily can go 2 for 2. She picked 2 of the 3 in round 1, so can she continue the playoff dominance?
If you pick any more, you get kicked off the show.
Well, they see the show and they try their best to make me not get.
All right, we'll see. We'll see for our fast picks episode.